Greetings, my esteemed subscribers. Today I'm going to talk about educating yourself in terms of business and getting familiarized with business news and what's happening in the business world, because this channel is about many things, one of which is business. And a lot of people follow me on YouTube and Odysee and TikTok because they want to get advice and wisdom and knowledge about business. So today I'm going to talk about how you can educate yourself and also make sure you're up to date on business news, and that is by reading business magazines. So for me personally, I tend to read business magazines on the internet through my computer or my iPad usually, and I do get some subscriptions for some business magazines, and they do deliver to my home, and I do read those, but for the most part I mostly read online. And if you are wondering which business magazines to pay attention to subscribe to, or just to get to know, because maybe you don't read a lot of business material, then this video is for you. So there are different areas of business for people interested in business, and so there are different business magazines catering to different people who are interested in the different aspects of business. So let's start with the best business magazine for economists, and that is simply The Economist. This is a business magazine that is pretty popular, and it's pretty well known and reputable. It's mostly for people interested in the economic aspects of business and the macro stuff. So if you're into that, if you're into what's happening on a macro level, then this is a great magazine. And moving on, some people are interested in business because they are investors. In that case, I would recommend Fortune magazine, because I think this is the best business magazine for investors. So Fortune, it's also quite reputable, and it gives you business news so that you can really get into detail about the different businesses and also read about stories of certain businesses. Unlike The Economist, which doesn't talk about specific businesses usually, Fortune does that a lot, and that's why I think it's great for investors. Moving on, let's talk about the best business magazine for entrepreneurs, and this is Entrepreneur. So for Entrepreneur, obviously it's a magazine for entrepreneurs, but I don't really subscribe to this magazine. I don't get subscriptions. I don't get the Entrepreneur magazine mailed to me at home, which is why I don't want to talk too much about it, but from what I heard, it is really great for entrepreneurs. And for me, I love entrepreneurship, and that this is what I want to promote, which is kind of ironic that I don't subscribe to Entrepreneur magazine. But I do subscribe to Fortune, or at least my parents do, which is why I get magazines from Fortune and The Economist, but they don't subscribe to Entrepreneur, so I don't actually get Entrepreneur magazine. So full disclosure, I don't personally subscribe to these magazines, my parents do, which is why I get some magazines and not others. But personally, I'm very interested and passionate about entrepreneurship, so I want to promote that. And from my research and also from articles I've read online, Entrepreneur is a good magazine. I've read articles from Entrepreneur, and it seems to be a pretty good magazine for entrepreneurs. So moving on, the best magazine for business technology is Wired. And this one I also am, my parents are subscribed to, so I also get the magazines. It's a great magazine. I also read it online on the internet. It has fantastic articles. It covers business tech entrepreneurs, people interested in Silicon Valley, those type of stuff, tech startups. And it's big. Right now, technology is a big part of the business scene. Tech startups are huge, and they become big tech, really. When you think about the big tech companies today, a lot of them were just startups 10 plus years ago. And a lot of them didn't even exist 20 years ago. If you think about, I don't know, Facebook or YouTube or whatever, I don't think they existed 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure they didn't. So they're pretty new. They were startups pretty recently, and now they're called big tech. So this is pretty big in the business world, and Wired Magazine, I think, is the best magazine for business tech. Moving on, I think the best for business news, there's really two. There is Bloomberg Business Week, and there is Business Insider. Both of them deliver great business news. I usually encounter articles from Business Insider in my computer when I look up stuff online. So Business Insider I love. Bloomberg Business Week, my parents have a subscription, so I get those as well, and I think it has great articles. And the best for personal finance, from my research, is Money Magazine. I personally don't read articles from Money Magazine, but from what I heard from other people, from friends, from acquaintances, and online, Money Magazine seems to be it for personal finance. And the best for academics, I would say, is Harvard Business Review. This one, in college, I had to read a lot because I went to Georgetown and I went to the business school there. So they often had articles and case studies from the Harvard Business School, and a lot of that was from Harvard Business Review as well. So this is one for academics. If you're more interested into the academic side of business, then this is the one for you. And I think the best overall is Forbes. It's just such a reputable magazine. It's just well known for its business content. So I would say that's the best overall. And when you think about the business list, the Forbes, I don't know, they list the billionaires, the millionaires, the Forbes under 30, the Forbes 400. I don't even remember all the lists, but they have so many reputable lists, and they are just well known for their business content. So that's why I would say the best overall is Forbes magazine. So I hope this gave you some tips on which magazines to look into if you want to educate yourself even more about business, or just read more business content. Because like I talked about in my last video, you should watch what you feed your mind. And if you're interested in business, you should be feeding your mind business content. And these magazines provide business content so that you can learn more about business, you can get inspired with new ideas, you can read stories that are very motivating and very inspiring as well. Stories about entrepreneurs, about business turnarounds, etc. So all of these can really benefit you with new ideas and also inspiration and motivation. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you love business, if you are on the path of self-improvement and self-actualization, then subscribe to my channel. I try to provide content that teaches, that inspires, and that motivates. And I talk about business, money, self-improvement. But really, if you want to rise above and beyond and become a better version of yourself, then I'm here to help you. So subscribe and follow me on TikTok, where I make short videos of the same topics I talk about on YouTube. Also, a platform I like a lot is Medium, because I get to write out things and write out articles. And I think reading is a better way for people to really consume information and knowledge. It allows you to stimulate your mind. So I would say Medium, which is a platform for articles, is a great place to sign up if you don't have a Medium account. And if you do, then follow me on Medium, because I write similar articles as the topics I talk about on YouTube. And also follow me on Instagram, where you can DM me if you want to ask me any questions. So I hope you enjoyed my list of business magazines, and I'll see you guys in the next video.